Detachment is often misunderstood. People think it means not caring or being cold and distant. But detachment is not indifference. It is not ignoring life or shutting down emotions. True detachment means seeing clearly, without being controlled by what you see. It means feeling deeply, without being overwhelmed. It means loving fully, without losing yourself. Detachment is the art of holding without clutching too tight. It's the balance between care and freedom. You care about people, but you don't depend on them to define your happiness. You care about outcomes, but you don't obsess over them. You accept what happens without losing your peace. This is not easy because the world teaches the opposite. The world says, hold tight to everything, cling to people, cling to things, cling to outcomes. The world says your value depends on approval. Your joy depends on success. Your peace depends on control. But detachment breaks these chains. Detachment frees you from the need to control, from the need to be liked, from the need to own outcomes. Detachment teaches you to respond with wisdom, not react with fear. It teaches you to be present without being consumed. It teaches you to love without losing yourself. Detachment means you don't get pulled into drama, into anxiety, into chaos. You stay calm, you stay centered, you stay true. This is not indifference. It is strength. Indifference is avoidance. Detachment is engagement. Indifference shuts down. Detachment opens up. Indifference pushes away. Detachment holds with care. Detachment is the core of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics taught that we should care but not be slaves to our cares, that we should love but not lose our reason, that we should act but not cling to results. Detachment lets you see the world as it is, not as you fear it to be. It lets you accept what you cannot change. It lets you focus on what you can control. It lets you move forward without being weighed down. Detachment means you don't build your identity on fleeting things, not on status, not on possessions, not on praise. You build your identity on virtue, on character, on inner peace. This is freedom. This is true power. Detachment frees you from suffering caused by attachment to what is temporary. It frees you from the roller coaster of emotions that rise and fall with every change. It frees you to be steady, to be resilient, to be strong. Detachment is not about rejecting life. It is about embracing it fully, without losing yourself, without being swept away. It is about standing firm in the storm while feeling the wind. It is about being a calm center in a chaotic world. It is about caring enough to act, but not so much that you break. Detachment means you can love without fear. You can hope without despair. You can try without attachment to outcome. This is the secret to peace, to happiness, to wisdom. When you practice detachment, you stop being tossed by every wave. You become the rock, the anchor. You become unshakable. Detachment is the space between stimulus and response. It gives you choice where before there was reaction. When someone hurts you, detachment lets you feel the pain without being consumed by it. When things go wrong, detachment lets you accept reality without despairing. When you lose something, detachment lets you grieve without losing yourself. Detachment is a practice, not a one-time event. It requires daily work, awareness, mindfulness. It asks you to watch your thoughts, to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. It asks you to question what you truly need, what you can let go. It asks you to be honest with yourself about your attachments, not to judge, but to understand. Because attachments are natural, they are part of being human. But when attachments control you, when they cause suffering, they become a problem. Detachment is freedom from these chains. Detachment is clarity. It lets you see what is essential, what is noise. It lets you act with wisdom, not with impulse. It lets you live with peace, not with turmoil. Detachment is not loneliness. It is connection with reality. It is love without possession. It is care without obsession. Detachment helps you love better because you love freely, not out of need. You respect others without trying to control them. You support others without losing yourself. You give without in return. Detachment makes your relationships stronger because they are based on respect, not need, on freedom, not control. Detachment lets you face loss without fear because you know nothing lasts forever. It lets you face change without panic because change is natural. It lets you face death without dread because death is part of life. The Stoics saw detachment as a path to tranquility. They practiced seeing things as if for the last time. They reminded themselves that all things pass. They trained their minds to accept whatever comes. This training builds resilience. It builds peace. It builds wisdom. When you detach without becoming indifferent, you become strong. You become free. You become wise. You become whole. Detachment without indifference means you stay engaged, but you don't get lost. You care deeply, but you don't cling. You act with love, but without neediness. You give without expecting. You receive without greed. You face pain without retreating. You face joy without attachment. You are present with others without losing yourself. This balance is hard because the world encourages extremes, either total attachment or total disconnection. Detachment without indifference is the middle path. It requires awareness. It requires practice. It requires courage. You must learn to hold loosely what you love. You must learn to face loss without breaking. You must learn to act without grasping. You must learn to be free within connection. This is the art of living. It is the heart of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics knew that life is fleeting, that everything changes, so they trained their minds to detach from what they cannot control. But they did not detach from life itself. They loved, they acted, they cared, fully and deeply, but they were not slaves to outcome. This is detachment without indifference. It lets you love without fear. It lets you act without anxiety. It lets you be calm in chaos, strong